Hey guys, welcome to the Owolabi podcast. Man, I am so excited today because we are live at the Branches Worldwide Summit, and we just literally heard Emmanuel Trinity on stage. He is backstage with me right now, having just delivered an incredible keynote address. And in fact, he got a standing ovation, which, man, that is a big deal. So we're glad to have you live. We're glad to talk to you about your talk in particular and the work that God is doing through you around the world. And we love working with people who are building what matters, and you are clearly doing that. So let's just start off with a quick question. Why don't you tell us and everyone listening why you picked the topic you picked for the summit? Why did you bring that topic to this stage?
Yeah, when they asked me when they gave me this opportunity to really speak about, cohesion and everything about the summit, I took time to really think about my life, and I've really gotten so many multiple instances where I almost lost my life, and that really for me gave me an opportunity to now think about life differently. And from the moment God gave me a second chance to live, I decided to really dedicate. I think even the name itself, people really don't understand that. For me, it's kind of prophetic that I just dedicated my time here on earth for God to use me in any way. So when they asked me, well, it was kind of a perfect match when say cohesion, one life, everything. I decided I would just bring that aspect of my story.
Your story is absolutely incredible, and the company, you've named it after your story, Era 92. Can you tell us a little bit about where that name came from? What does it mean for you?
For me, the name means definitely the back story of it is where God brought me from. But the moment God gave me the second chance and I dedicated my life, because I was born in 1992, and also the early years of my life growing up were very, very traumatic for me. And when I went out of that, I realized there are so many people behind me that are actually going through that darkness. And so Era 92, with everything, was just my dedication for me to use it to serve other young people.
Using your life to serve the next generation. That's what you're doing. You know, your talk was about cohesion, how to live a cohesive life, and it was a strong message for everyone in the audience. In the audience, we had people from all over the world listening, India and Costa Rica and all that stuff, and the United States, of course. But can you talk a little bit about the central message? What is it that you hope people take away from that talk?
I think the main thing when as I was giving the talk is more being a radical and also having a sense of urgency that this thing is not going to happen tomorrow or the other day. We make the decision today. I think for most people, I've had people who have read books like The Halftime, where they okay, let me do this, and then in my halftime I will start now.
Right. Yeah, I'll have success, then I'll get significance later. Right. Yeah.
Do significance later. But God is calling us now. And if there's any message that anybody will take right now that are thinking about faith, business, and everything, it's today that God is wanting you to make that decision to bring Him in everything that you're doing.
I'm glad you said that, because both from your message and then what I've seen from your life, you seem to live your life with this sense of urgency. Like at any given moment, I don't know where you're going to be around the world. Like you're always moving. And at the same time, you built this incredible building in the middle of the slums. I mean, right there in the area. And it's beautiful. And it happened faster than anyone expected. I mean, the fact that you're living out what you're preaching, that is a compelling message. It feels like God is really using you to communicate to people all over the world to build what matters. So kudos to you.
Amen. Thank you so much for having me.
There are some people who weren't in the audience, of course, some people watching the Owolabi podcast now who are just hearing about you for the first time. And they're going to, go to your website, hear more, or go to the Branches Worldwide website and find more information about you and get inspired to help or support or whatever. But if you were going to give a single piece of advice to the people who weren't in the audience or the people who were listening now, or maybe might listen months and years from now, what would you tell them?
I would tell them that I think that's the message that I've said during the call is that for most of us, we are really stuck in this, we are paralyzed by what are we going to be able to do for God. And sometimes we think, okay, do I need to bring my business? Do I need to sell my business? Do I need to? And the simplest way I've seen God work is God doesn't need all your money. He doesn't need all your skill sets. They just need you to be available, to avail yourself. And so for me, my biggest piece of advice is say, just tell God, here I am, use me. And you see magic. You see how he does all
I
things.
love that. That is 100% true. Because you and I know that God is not going to violate your free will. You have a choice. He's given it to you. He's not going to take it from you. And so you've got to lay that, just like you said, you've got to lay it down and say, I'm available, and use me. And then he'll do incredible things with you. And that's one of those things that I think when people hear your story, I think they'll like to think that it was up and to the right. Everything was just as soon as you accepted Christ and got the computer, boom, everything worked perfectly. I have seen the ups and downs. I've seen you struggle with staff. I've seen you try to figure out how to help people without skills, gain skills, and then market those skills around the world and really solve problems step by step by step. So everything you said doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It just means it's going to be worth it, full of purpose. Kudos to you, man. You're doing great work around the world.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
glad you came to the Branches Worldwide stage for the first time. I know you don't love speaking on stages, but we're going to have you back again. You did a great job. So I'm sorry. It's going to have to happen.
As God wills, we'll do it.
Make yourself available, man.
Yeah.
That's good. Thanks for your time.
It's a pleasure. Yeah. Thank you, sir.